December 20th, 2011, at approximately 6:49 p.m., one vehicle crash occurred in the 6500 block of Walnut Road that claimed the lives of 3 teenagers and severely injured 2 others. Operating the vehicle was 14-year-old Austin Gable. Passengers in the vehicle were McKenna Johnson, Marco Perez, Ulysses Ponce, and Felicia Bertrand. Johnson was seated in the front passenger seat. Perez, Ponce, and Bertrand were all seated in the rear seat of the vehicle. Gable and Johnson were killed on impact and were trapped inside the vehicle and ultimately had to be extricated. Perez, Ponce, and Bertrand were all ejected from the vehicle and were transported to local hospitals where Perez died of his injuries on December 21st, 2011. Of the 5 occupants in the vehicle, the driver, Austin Gable, was the only occupant wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash. The vehicle was owned by Felicia Bertrand's father. However, the vehicle did belong to Felicia, as her father had purchased it for her. The night of the crash, Felicia Bertrand gave 14-year-old Austin Gable permission to operate her vehicle. During this time, the occupants of the vehicle were driving around on the side roads of the Eau Claire County with the intent on hill jumping several roads in the area. The subjects were also hill jumping on Walnut Road when the crash occurred. It was learned that the occupants of the vehicle had participated in this activity previously and had hill jumped Walnut Road in the area of the crash at least 4 times prior to this incident. Based on the evidence at the scene, a speed was able to be calculated to determine the vehicle speed when it became airborne. Through this process, it was determined that the vehicle was traveling westbound on Walnut Road when the vehicle crested a large hill at approximately 80 to 90 miles per hour. As shown in this image on the screen, the vehicle then became airborne and traveled horizontally through the air for approximately 177 feet before landing in the eastbound lane. This rapid and abrupt steering input caused Gable to lose control of the vehicle and ultimately caused the front of the vehicle to rotate in a clockwise direction. The vehicle eventually rotated enough so the front of the vehicle was facing the north ditch. The vehicle then skidded across the pavement, driver's side first, for approximately 135 feet before entering the north ditch of Walnut Road. Next slide, please. Upon entering the north ditch, the vehicle continued to skid, driver's side first, for approximately 100 feet. And if you could pull up the next slide. The vehicle then struck a small brush pile that was partially in the ditch, which caused the vehicle to flip and become airborne. The vehicle then impacted the ground above the driver's side door. Next slide. The vehicle then rolled in midair again, and while upside down, struck a large tree with the passenger side of the vehicle approximately 4 to 6 feet off the ground. The vehicle then rotated and came to rest on its roof facing westbound in the north ditch of Walnut Road. A subsequent search of the vehicle was conducted and no sign of alcohol or drug use was located inside the vehicle. This vehicle also had been involved in a crash approximately 1 month prior, causing damage to the front of the vehicle. However, the vehicle had been repaired and was considered to be in good operating condition. A post-crash mechanical inspection was not conducted. However, an initial examination showed no signs of part failure. As part of the investigation, environmental factors were also examined, which consisted of weather, sun and moon positioning, and roadway conditions. None of these factors played a contributing role in this crash. Human factors were also examined, and those are as follows. Gable was 14 years old and was not old enough to possess a driver's license or legally operate a motor vehicle. As stated previously, Gable was traveling approximately 80 to 90 miles per hour seconds prior to the crash, which was in excess of the 55 mile per hour fixed limit on Walnut Road. Gable was also driving recklessly and was negligently operating a motor vehicle, which contributed to the death of McKenna Johnson, Marco Perez, and endangered the lives of Ulysses Ponce and Felicia Bertrand. Felicia Bertrand also played a role in this crash by permitting Gable to operate her motor vehicle and allowing him to drive in such a manner that ultimately caused this crash.